So I thought this would be a good time to talk about time. And is time an illusion? Well, you're probably familiar with the Einstein quote, time is an illusion, even if it is a persistent one. A quote that came from his talk at a funeral, which seemed like a really good time to talk about time, particularly as time is an illusion. And of course, there are major theories of physics now, theories of everything, that don't even include time in the equation, which is another pointer. And if you've ever watched Eckhart Tolle or any of the ancient spiritual teachings of, well, practically anyone, they all point to now being the only time that is real, and the past is just a fiction, reconstructed memory, and the future is just a possibility. But the only thing that has any actual reality to it is this moment, the present moment. And there's a really cool feeling you can get when you start to realize that, and along with that, that illusion of time becomes more obvious. And in Buddhism, the simplest definition of Buddhism is that everything changes, but that is this world, this reality. Everything changes in terms of the content of consciousness. And so what doesn't change? Well, the metaphor has been used of a TV screen or a phone. So you think of your phone and the screen on your phone, and as you look at it all day, the content is continuously changing, but the phone itself remains constant. And that is the consciousness that underlies the illusion of time. And so if it's the content of consciousness that's giving rise to the illusion of time and mind and Maya, and that's another word for illusion itself. How do we lose the content? Because if we lose the content, if we lose the ever-changing reality, we get to the one thing that's constant, and then all of a sudden the illusion of time becomes very obvious. And there are lots of pointers out there. Ramana Maharshi, again, I've talked about this in videos where he talks about the I statement, and if you can go down to the origins of the I statement and you get to where it where the first I thought came from, that's another way to get past the illusion of time, because as soon as we have categories, that then time can change, because the most obvious temporal categories are past and future, and you can't have those if you eliminate all categories. And people have talked about, this is an old Zen story, one of my favorites, about two students that are arguing about a flag that's moving in the wind. And one student is convinced that it is the flag that is moving, and another student is absolutely convinced that it is the wind that is moving. And the teacher steps in and says, no, you're both wrong. It is mind that is moving. And that's a really important pointer, because mind is the thing that is changing, and it is the thing that creates the illusion of time. No mind, no time. And that's the same thing. Imagine any unit of measurement. Is there such a thing as a foot if we no longer have anything to measure it? So one take on time is that time exists, so everything doesn't happen at once. That's a really interesting take on it, because it does show that there is a bit of an illusion to it, because all this happening has already happened. But mind creates this wonderful illusion of time to give us all the unique experiences of what it means to be human: surprise, excitement, and yeah, even the negative sides of it, the disappointment and the fear and loss. None of what we experience as human could happen without the illusion of time. And so when I put it this way, really sincerely Happy New Year, because you have created the illusion of time. And so why not enjoy every second of it?